morning and welcome to yet another exciting episode of the KTN Morning Express book review. And what we do here is to introduce you to authors you didn't know about, but also to expose you to new books to expand your reading space. And we're right here at our book heaven, that is Textbook Center at Sarit Center, Nairobi, yet ready to go through an interesting book. And all week we've done children's books. And today we want to look at a different kind of book. It's a book about life. It's about your journey through life, and not just you, but a kind of relationship between parents and their younger adults and vice versa. I'm talking about Shades of Life by Pasomi Mucha. I hope I got the name right. And Pasomi Mucha is with me here. Karibu sana.
Asante.
Interesting cover. I mean, the first time you pick the book, it's about glam, it's about style. Was that your intention, or the publishers changed the cover for you?
Yeah, right. No, actually they didn't. They gave me a few choices of covers and I picked this. You see, shoe, two different shades of the same shoe. And life is like that. People look at things, they may be looking right at the same thing, but with very different perspectives of the same thing. And that's what I wanted to show on the cover.
Someone will say it's a girl's book, you know, because of the cover and the heels and all that.
That's true to some extent.
Right.
Yes. When I wrote this book, it was to address young people's issues and to tell them you may look at things one way, but there is a different perspective and your way is not always right. And you should be able to listen to advice and then weigh for yourself which way to go. Right. And I had a bias for girls, especially because the setting is a girls' school and the main character is a girl. Yes. So in a way, it's a girl's book. Right. But hey, so many guys have read this book and told me I have learned a thing or two. Right.
Chelsea Kega, I almost call her Chelsea. Chelsea Kega is a very troubled young girl.
She is.
When you wrote, how much of your life did you pour into this in terms of... Are we talking about the author's life as a younger person? I mean, how did you come about creating this character?
I'm always getting that question. So for me, how much of you is in this book? And people tease me about it.
Could it be an
especially this section, this must be you. And an author can't avoid putting a bit of themselves into the book and their lives, because we write from our experiences. But a lot of it is about talking to young people. And I have been a young person, fortunately.
Evidently.
So I am able to talk to them with my experiences.
Right.
A lot of the experiences here are mine, but a lot are not. It's from observation of other people, the mistakes they make, the choices they make, and the good things that come out of mistakes and choices.
Right.
Yes.
Pasomi, our first interaction with Chelsea would be this troubled girl, this arrogant, you know, she's a spoiled brat and that kind of a thing. Do you get readers saying, well, after all this, she's not that bad after all? Or do you get people who condemn her and that's it?
I get people who say that.
Right.
And that was the intention right from the beginning. Sometimes we bring up our children, pamper them, cushion them, give them a velvet cushion to everything in life. Right. And they don't know that there are realities out there far removed from the cushioned life. Right. And Chelsea's mother makes the choice to take her out of her pampered situation to a situation where she will face realities of life, interact with people who have much less than she has ever had. And we see a transition from this pampered girl, and we can't blame her, because what else does she know? She doesn't know anything else. She knows the pampered life, and
even her socialization with life is based on what her parents have given her.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, that's all she knows. The best life. Go to holidays in exotic places, and only mix with classy people who have made it in life. Right. That's all she knows. We can't blame her. But the mother makes a very wise decision and places her in a totally different situation. And she begins to see life through other people's eyes, people who have gone through tough times. And she sees situations where she begins to reflect on her life back at home and realize, I've had it good.
Yes.
There are people who don't have it so good.
Right.
And I need to let go of this snobbish attitude I have and be a better person, basically.
Do you get readers probably complaining that the mother has too much of God character. She's always right. Her decision was right. It changed this girl's life and blah, 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 blah. Because you want to read a story, and I mean, for a young lady that age, your mother is not the best friend, and she's not always cool, and she's not right. Do you get a few of readers thinking this mother is too perfect? Because that's the impression I got.
I do. Right. I do get such readers, but there's the perspective that Chelsea's journey is not only hers; it actually changes her family.
Right. It makes her a better person.
Yes,
right.
It makes them all better people. The mother had a hands-off approach to philanthropy, and after interacting with Chelsea's friends, new friends in the new environment, she begins to take a personal approach to helping people in certain situations. And at one point, the principal of academia, which is where Chelsea goes, calls the mother and tells her, "You dumped your daughter here, and you went away, and you've not been back. It's been a long, long while. You need to do something about this." So she's not really perfect.
She also has
her
faults.
Right. She also changes. Her parenting changes. Her attitude towards poorer people changes. The way she does things to help people who are less fortunate changes. Chelsea's younger brother changes also. So it's an all-round change, an all-round journey.
Right.
Yes.
This paints a very clear picture of a Nairobi family where the family, the parents are really working hard to give you the best, and most of the time they are away. So you, as a child, you kind of develop your own set of values, you know. And the kind of picture you get from reading this book is that, hey, I can identify with that. From where you sit as an author and through your experience in life, what is the biggest challenge in parenting today for young adults?
For young adults?
Yeah, I mean,
the parents,
teenagers and onwards.
Right.
Yeah.
Parents have a hands-off approach to bringing up their children.
Right.
They get a baby, place it in the hands of a nanny, and then they go off to make good money to give this child a good life.
Right.
But then they lose touch with their children. And we are told it's important to talk to your children while they are still young, because a time will come when you'll want to talk to them, and they'll ask you, "Who are you, stranger?" And that is happening to a lot of our parents. Right. Yes, we want to give our children the good life, but we must also be with those children. And we talk about quality time as compared to quantity time.
Right.
I think both matter, quality and quantity time. Listen to the kids. They want to give you a story for 15 minutes where the hare meets the hyena, then the elephant, then the
and they meet again, and they don't realize they're repeating.
And they're doing crazy things, and you're going, "Oh God!"
Yeah, because I've had stories from my nephew, same story every day, and it's always new.
And you're going, "I have an email to reply to finish this story," so they'll never talk to you again. And then when they're teenagers, they won't talk to you at all. And then later you're looking at each other as strangers in the house. So that's something Shades of Life addresses also, that parents and kids need to talk to each other. Right. There's one time Chelsea has not seen the mother for the whole term.
Yes.
And she goes home, and during the holiday the mother is elsewhere doing business. She does not see the mother the whole holiday. She actually goes for a wonderful holiday, but complains to one of the teachers that I would have liked to see my mom.
Right.
So after that, the principal decides to take matters into her own hands, calls the mother. And Chelsea and the mother talk for, I think, about 2 hours, and they become closer after that. So they need us. I'm a parent, actually. They need us.
Right.
Yes, the money is good. Yes, the good life
but
is
someone has
good.
to strike a balance.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. When you write a book and you say, these are the rules of parenting.
Yeah, and give us
Number 1,
bulletins.
2, 3, 4, 5.
And chapter 4 is addressing parents who are working away, and chapter 5 is boarding school and things like that.
And that's not very interesting. But when you put it in a story, people want to read it, and people read with vivid imagination. They'll see the school where she goes to. They'll see her interaction with the kids. They'll even feel for the other kids in the school, because Chelsea is such a snob. And then they begin to feel with her she's mistreated because she's so out of place. And then they'll begin to identify with her as she begins to undergo this change. And they'll get to even love her as they go along. So a story gives lessons much better than any list of recommendations. This is what you should do, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. And you'll find that even these self-help books, even books that tell us about the best way to do things, high achievers do this,
they lack the personal touch.
They do, but they'll employ a story here and there. They'll tell you about a businessman who did A, B, C, D, and this was the result, and from the story, 7 steps on how to do things. So a story is amazing when it comes to passing lessons.
And I guess it's even more effective in passing these vital messages.
Absolutely.
Another interesting thing is that going through this, do you get a point where there's this one important message that you feel like should have been in the book, but it's not?
Oh dear, I haven't thought about that. But the beauty with books is you can do part B.
You can do a sequel.
Actually, part 2 is coming out.
Shades of Life.
Yes.
B. No, that sounds like a Nigerian movie. Maybe a better title.
A different title, but with a bit of reflection on this. Yes. So certainly there are very many lessons out there.
Right.
Chelsea does not interact fully with any boy, and yet she's at an age when she should interact with boys. She should be confused about her emotions.
Right.
She should be confused about just how far she should go. She should go in certain things, and.
That's on Shades of Life too. All right. All right. For a lot of the young readers who would be picking this book off the shelves, what is this message that even if they were to skim through and just read a chapter that you'd want them to carry away with?
You are so special. You are really important. And let nobody make you believe otherwise. Nobody can occupy the space you occupy in the universe.
Right.
Nobody should make you feel low about yourself. And if anybody has a problem with the way your ears look, your nose looks, your chest looks, your hips look, that's their problem. You shouldn't have a problem with it.
Right.
Just love yourself as you are and be the best that you can, because you'll never be anybody else. I like this quote that goes, be yourself because everybody else is taken. You cannot be anybody else. So just be the best version of yourself that you can be. And that's mainly what is here. Sub-lessons. Don't keep stuff inside.
Right.
There will always be someone you can talk to. If it's not your parent, you feel they're not understanding enough, there's an aunt, there's an uncle, of course trusted people, because the world is crazy now.
Right.
Yeah, you have to make sure they're trusted.
The world is a different place now. Right.
Religious leader, anyone. Talk to someone. Talk to someone.
So, no book review is complete without a book reading. So I'd like you to pick your favorite paragraph and give it to us on camera.
Oh boy. When the girls were silent, he went on. Sometimes young people feel that they do not have a choice but to have sex. You will be told everyone is having it. You will be told you have to prove you're an adult. You will desire what you do not have and decide that you can do anything to get it, including having sex for money or other things. You will be told to prove you love someone. The list is endless. Note that I'm saying you will be told. I am assuming you have not already been told. The girls burst out laughing.
Interesting. So, where can parents and young girls and gentlemen get this book?
Everywhere where there is a bookshop.
Including Textbook Center, Surrey Center?
Oh, they're here. My sister was very excited. She came recently and said, Pasomi, your book, and she took photos.
All right.
Yeah, so including here.
Sawa sawa. Pasomi Mucha, Shades of Life. Asante sana, and thanks for coming on the show.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's been delightful.
Asante.